Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Osikoya Speaks, season 2. So, I know I've ghosted for like the longest, and I've really just not been around, not doing much. But that's because I said that I promised myself that I wasn't going to do this again if I wasn't doing it the right way. And I don't have time for any mediocre shit. So I promised myself I'm going to do this correctly. I must have fun with like my podcast. So actually, let me tell you a funny story. So recently, what happened was, so I just finished my NYSC recently. This was like a couple of weeks ago. And the day I finished my NYSC, like the day I was trying to get my clearance for my NYSC, I spoke to, no, I was trying to, everybody was trying to sign and just, sort out life because everything was just so stressful and difficult for some reason. So this guy comes up to me. I've never seen him in my, like, I've never seen him before. And we've been in CDS for like a year. Never seen him, never heard of him, never seen anything like him, in fact. So he comes up to me and he's like, you look familiar. I was so upset that day. I was already tired. I was fucking stressed, in fact. So he's like, you look familiar. And I just gave an attitude like, bro, I don't know you, but okay. And then he goes, please, can I see your file? But I didn't really care because then I was so tired. I just wanted to sign and go home. Note, I had been there since like 9 a.m. and this was by like 5 p.m. I just wanted to go to my house. So he goes, can I see your file? So I just gave him the file. And he's like, oh yes, that's where I know you from. You're Wonu Osikoya. You're going places. I just want you to know. I first shed a tear or two, but I was at that point I had like spoken to God first that I really wanted to, go back to podcasting and go back to the things I love doing because I had been so occupied with work. Work can be so stressful sometimes and so exhausting. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. And so exhausting. So yeah, I was so stressed and work gets very stressful and very overwhelming sometimes. I'm sure everybody that works will probably understand that. And so I was like, you know what? When he said that thing, I was just like, yeah, this is the sign I really needed. And I really need to go back to doing the things that I love doing. I need to go back to talking and I need to go back to podcasting. I need to go back to just basically shedding light on the people that really matter to me, the things that really matter to me, basically. I love the music industry. I love the process of making music. I love criticizing music. And it's such a part of me that even when I didn't realize that this is what I wanted to do, I was already doing this. So yeah, so that happened and I was like, and the first thing I did was I called Joshua. Shout out to Joshua, shout out to Maiwa. I called Joshua and I'm like, yeah, I want to go back to recording. I need to, go back to recording and I want to do it the right way. Shout out to Arrowhouse, actually. They got me, literally, this is the most amazing set I've seen in a long ass time. People will not believe it, but here is in Lagos. Just in case you think you're in Jan. It's in Lagos. I'm going to put the description and everything in the link. But yeah, I have just decided that I want to do things the right way. I want to enjoy myself while I'm doing things the right way. And this is actually my birthday is next month. Wait, by the time you're seeing this, it will probably be my birthday, thinking about it, or around my birthday time. So yeah. This is my birthday gift to myself, basically. I want to do something for myself this year. And I said that I have sat down to think about like my accomplishments and things that I've achieved in the last year, in the past few months, because I know that's like where I started, when I started in January to like August now, I have grown so much. But like I'm growing in a sense that I'm growing, but I'm not growing for myself. Like I'm growing for myself at the end of the day, but like I feel like I'm not growing how I want to grow. I want to learn and unlearn and relearn, but I have just been it's just been go 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 go. So I work in a space where I'm working 247, literally. Even when I don't realize I'm working, and that's the life I choose, obviously, and I'm grateful for it. But it's stressful sometimes. I work in a very fast-paced environment, so it's crazy. It gets really, 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 really crazy. I can tell you that for free. But yeah, that is a very short story on why I started again. So welcome back to another season of Osikoya Speaks, season 2. Get it right. You will be seeing this face for a very long as time because I'm gonna be here for a bit. No matter what, said something about those endorsements and those deals, so start rolling them in. But yes, so today I really just wanted to talk about. I don't really have anything important to talk about, but like I just wanted to talk about where I'm at, what I'm doing, the kind of music I'm listening to, the kind of music that is shaping me right now, and yeah, and things that actually go on in the industry. There's that. There's always that because people like to stress me. Well, yeah. So first off, I think I'm listening to. First off, in terms of podcasts, I think I'm really watching and listening to The Crew Has It. It's by I've been telling everybody about this because it's just so fucking amazing and big. It's by it's hosted by Michael Rainey and Gianni Paulo or something like that. They are the stars of Power, book 2. So you know him as Tariq and like Braden or something. I can't remember his name. But it's so amazing. They bring people from like different parts of the Power universe. So that's from like Raising Cana, from these prequels, the sequels and stuff. They bring them and they just talk about like everything that goes on in the Power universe. And it's just like a deeper look into, if you're obsessed with Power like me, you'd love it. So yeah, you guys check it out. I'm not really listening to a lot of music right now. I've been stuck on Omale's album for the longest. It's so crazy. I'm listening to Boy Alone. That's literally all I'm listening to. I feel like he's so honest. I feel like Omale is so honest with that project. He was honest. He told his story, and even if you can't relate to what he's saying, you can somehow relate to to what he's saying somehow. I'm obviously not going through what he has gone through, but like I would listen to songs that he's putting out and be like, oh yeah, that is crazy and that is actually ridiculous. But yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, sometimes everything you need lies in like everything you need really comes from within you, because everything he was saying on the project was just bare honesty. It was just him, and you can tell that like he wasn't doing too much. He was just telling his story. This is where I was at when I recorded this, and this is where I'm at now. So yeah, that's what I'm really listening to right now. I'm listening to unreleased music, obviously. Shout out to Ijoya. I'm listening to a lot of unreleased. I'm listening to YP always. Uh no, I don't. Yeah, I think that's really about it from like music. In terms of what I'm watching, I really don't be watching movies, can't lie, or films. But my sister said I should check out this purple thingy, so I'm going to probably do that over the weekend. But yeah, let's get into what I have for you guys today. So what I did was I wanted to write get a couple of questions from like obviously from myself, but then I just decided to throw the questions into the audience and throw it to like music executives and people. So what I did was I got questions from I think 4 or 5 people, and they kind of just basically just spoke about things they don't understand in the industry. So I'm going to kind of shed in the music industry, obviously. So I'm going to kind of shed light on these things from my perspective, how I feel, what I see. I've not seen the questions. Okay, that's cap I have, but I haven't really thought about it. So I'm going to try and like answer these on the spot. But yeah, can't really remember the questions, so I need to go through them. So what I did was I got a question from a producer, question from a music executive, and I also got questions from like people that don't the consumers of the music, basically. So people that are just listening to the music and all of that. So I'll just it's not really in like any order, anything, but yeah. So the first one says, why is everyone trying to scam everyone? Why can't people just have other people's best interests as hearts? Artists. artists artists trying to snake their way out of payments, producers trying to keep their fellow producers out of proper credits, bad contracts, and all of that. Hmm. So I think that I think that's just a I'm so sorry to say, but I think that's just a Nigerian thing because at the end of the day, I think it's just business. Let me not say Nigerian. Nigerian business is actually very different from the business you do everywhere in the world. But I think it's just business plus like our Nigerian mentality. Everybody just wants to get away with everything, and it doesn't really work like that. I feel like the day the new industry in Nigeria, the music industry in Nigeria is going to start growing, is where people start to credit people. Until then, I don't know about, I really don't know about anything else. I feel like there's just so much that can go from just, that can go into you just saying that, like, this is what this person has done. There's so many underground artists that are so amazing. They're doing amazingly well. So if I sit down and start thinking about all of them now, I probably couple of them I probably won't like get to the end. But there's so many people doing so amazing. I feel like there are just so many talented people that you should just give them credit because you don't know who's going to see who, and you don't know where we're going to find ourselves at the end of the day. So that's people always just trying to cheat people is just a thing. It's just a business thing at the end of the day. People will say it's business, but it's a horrible thing, but at the end of the day, like everybody's trying to make money. At the end of the day, people need to understand that it is a music business. It's not charity. We're not here to play. Everybody's trying to work for their money. Everybody's trying to make money somehow. So I just personally believe that the day the music industry is going to start moving forward is when we start to credit people. People start to credit people how they should be credited, and splits. I'm going to try and get a lawyer on this, an entertainment lawyer, so we can talk about like splits and royalties and things like that, because I don't know, and contracts, because people just really be messing around sometimes. I don't get it. It's like you hear some stories about like some contracts that people have signed, and you just sit down and think about, like, bro, didn't you read that? It's so confusing. Even I did not go. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't go to law school. I don't know anything about law, but I know that that does not make any sense at the end of the day. So it's so crazy sometimes. I just think people need to be more educated and just realize that at the end of the day, it's a business. The music business is a business, is not a charity. If it's not, we're not here to play. Nobody's coming here to play. And that's one thing I always tell people when they're like, "Oh, I this one was scam, that one was scam, blah blah blah." I'm just like, everybody's trying to them, they're probably not doing bad. They're just making their money. So whoever is probably doing you bad. Because if you were in the same situation, you always try to be on the receiving end. I mean, we need to really shut out that mentality, but like that's where we're at right now. So everybody just needs to chill because don't die, it's just money. Don't kill yourself. But yeah. So the next question says, how and why did the notion that artists are the focal points of the music business start? I can bet this was a question from an executive. I just can't remember. Well, I guess, hmm, I guess because artists are, they are the ones on camera. They are the ones we see. At the end of the day, they're the ones that, like, they are the, how like call it, how like put it now, they are the translators of the music. So I'm not, a producer is not performing the artist to me. They're the performers, that's the word. A producer is not performing the music to me, except you're a producer artist or something. Is who I'm saying that I'm going to call at the end of the day. So I think that's where that really like stemmed from. That's where that really came out from. Still, I can't really like place any other thing, any other reason why. I guess at the end of the day, those are the people. These are the people that we communicate with. These are the people that we have we see, is what you see, especially in this new age, is what you see, you consume. I mean, that's how it has always been, to be fair. It's what you see, you consume, is what you see, you take in. So it's what is Benson that is on my screen. Why did his name come to my head? That's so random. It's Ruga that is on my screen, is Benson, is these people. So I'm not going to be vexing that his manager. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, and that's what we're going to talk about through the season. I really want a lot. I want everybody to be able to take away from this at the end of the day. But like, there's just so much that goes into. There's so much that goes into the, like, aside just making the music. It may seem like it may seem like you're just making music, but that's not what it is. There's so much that goes into the music. There's the marketing, there's the branding, there's everything. We're going to talk about that through the season, Sha. But yeah, have a lot planned out for you guys. So, but yeah, that's that. I guess, like I said, is these are the people we see. That's what we consume. So that's what makes them the focal points. Okay, so the next one says, oh, this is interesting. So I want to ask about the expectation ratio between male and female musicians. There's no mediocre female acts in Nigeria. You don't see any woman trying to pull a Zazu. You don't see any woman trying to pull a Zazu. That's so funny. I want to ask about that expectation ratio. That's very interesting, actually. That's very interesting to me. Shout out to women, please, because that's actually so true. I didn't realize that till now. You don't really see any woman really doing like, okay, no. I think there's someone that actually does. I can't remember her name. She signed to Chocolate City. She does Afro street pop. Yeah, she's a street pop artist. I can't remember her name. But like I guess but like even with that, she's still not even as known as like the male street pop artist. I guess I honestly don't really know how to answer that question, but I guess it's just like obviously how the society has kind of like made women, has kind of like, I guess it's how the society portrays women and expects women to be. So I don't think it's a thing. I think it's just, to be fair, I'm not going to come out and do video catches. I'm not going to come out and pull a Zazu. Oh yeah, shit, thank you, Candy. Candy Blix. Yeah, that's her name. Shout out to her. I love her music. So, but yeah, I think that's just kind of how it is. I guess, to be fair, I'm not one to really say that's how it is, but this is just one of those that's how it is in moments, because women just won't do shit. Sorry, I'm always supporting women, but yeah, I just think like it's just how the society kind of like portrays women or expects women to be. That's why women don't be doing things like, you don't see women doing things like really going into street pop. You really have to be properly branded because even making it as a woman in the industry is already hard. Making it as a woman in the music industry, aside like behind the scenes work, because most of like my artist friends that have like female female managers, female lawyers, they do like really, really good, because the women would always just carry a matter on their head, and that's just how it is. But like putting the woman in front of the camera is, I don't know, you just have to be proper, to be fair, because it's already hard enough to make it as a woman in this like oversaturated industry. So I guess that's really just the issue. Just the fact that like obviously you have to struggle to get there. When you're struggling, you don't want to do mediocre shit. When you're struggling, you're giving your best, you're putting your best into everything. So I guess that's probably the reason. I'm not one to say that's how it is, but that's really how it is. I don't understand why copyright and protecting intellectual property is the way it is in Nigeria. For example, some people were saying Tempo shouldn't have taken P Prime to court. So I really don't know much about, okay, that's a lie, but I really want to talk much on the Tempo P Prime situation. But I think I personally respect Tempo for what he did. It takes a very brave person to take someone like Asha to court, especially if you feel like you've been what's the word? Shit, there's a word for it. But yeah, I feel like I really respect what he did. I don't really know what transpired. I mean, what they said might not have been what happened, but it was a situation of, just in case like you don't know what I'm talking about, it was a situation of Tempo had produced some songs on Asha's album, and he kind of didn't want, like, he wanted splits, or he wanted his royalties or something, and he couldn't get like what he wanted, so he said, you know what, I'm going to pull out. And Asha kind of got P Prime to reproduce these songs, and that was where the issue now came. Taking someone like Asha to court is basically like taking whiskey to court. There's no guarantee that you're going to win. Asha is the goat. There's no guarantee that you're going to win the case, but like you just having the balls, the you just being audacious enough to say that this is my shit and I'm not playing with my intellectual property. I think that is very, very brave. I think that is that's a very strong thing to do. I'm really waiting for, I know that the hearing is sometime in October, September, and I'm really waiting to see like how that really plays out. But I respect Temple for that. I keep saying this. I really respect Temple for that, for what he did, because not a lot of people would do it. I personally don't think if I was in that situation, I would have the strength, or I would have the courage to take someone like that to court, because it's just a thing of what if I'm not good enough? What if people start to talk? But at the end of the day, people will talk. I don't even think Temple said shit about this. I don't think he said anything about it. Literally just came up from nowhere. So yeah, I guess those are kind of the questions I got. I don't think there's really anything I really want to address. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I don't think there's really anything else I want to address, except for the fact that I personally think that if you want to do something, you should really just go for it. And I'm saying this from a place of experience. I would say that if you want to do something and if you believe like this is what I'm destined to do and this is what I should be doing, I think you should always go for it, because someone said something to me literally just yesterday that um it's better to do it and know that you failed than to regret it and not trying. I'm still young. I still have so much time to be a star. Because one way or the other, I am going to be a star. So I still have enough time to do that. But like, and that was why I kept on telling myself that don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it later. I just didn't do it until I really got that sign that I need, this is the time where you need to do it. I see people doing some things that I know that I can do, and I'm just like, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should do this. But nah, it's not for me. But then I sit down and think about it again, that people that probably started it somehow, they started it from somewhere, even when they were not good at it. Nobody just magically woke up and became Michael Jackson. Like, you start from somewhere. Even Michael Jackson started from somewhere at the end of the day. So I think I'm growing, I'm learning that, like, one thing I know that I'm really learning is I need to always just do what I need to do. Like, if you want to do it, just go for it. There's nothing so bad about just trying. So you'll soon see me. I might really go into like Molima Conway. I can be singing soon. I might really try a lot of things. I'm definitely going to experiment a lot from like now. Let me say now. I'm going to be doing a lot of things. So in case you see me in your industry, just look away. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Osikoya Speaks. And I'll definitely be back. Bye.